How are you doing, Maverick? Are you feeling fine? How are you doing? How's things? We'll just be waiting for Davey. Just hope you can hear us all okay. How are you doing, Maverick? To Beck HD, welcome on to the channel. You alright? Don't forget you can actually phone this show. There is a number. I will pin it. Here we go. Just going to pin this message. If you want to call the show, you can. You're welcome to do so. Ah, dear. All good. Looking forward to some footy this weekend. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of Sunderland fans and a little bit apprehensive because the fact like we've not signed anyone yet. Strikers wise, should I say? I'm quiet. Let's have a look at this then. That should be better. You should be able to hear me all right now. Apprehensive. Good evening, Rosie Laws. I enjoyed Saturday in Bradford against Marseille, but we still need a striker. We need two. Rosie. We need two. Hello, Ken Walton, mate. How are you doing? We're just waiting for Davey. He'll be coming on very, very soon. Oh dear me, it never rains in and pours, does it, if you're a Sunderland fan? Let's hope you can all hear me all okay. Absolutely hoying it down. To Beck, yeah, 2 would be good, but this is SAFC. Well, it doesn't look like we're going to get any strikers at all before the transfer window starts, does it? I don't know. There's a lot of angry Sunderland fans at the minute, like a hell of a lot of angry Sunderland fans with the lack of the striker department. But can you blame them though? You can you, really? And here's the man himself. How are you doing, Davey?
Hello, my son. How are you doing?
You all right, Bonnie lad? We're just going to get you set up. Hey, this is super quick. Now you're getting the hang of this, Dave.
Well, just pure luck, Stuart. Didn't think I know what I'm doing.
Oh, dear me.
I can't get you on, you know. I can never see you.
You can't?
No, I just see Daft Bloke in a carp, like a little carp thing. That's all I can see.
All right. What you need to do is you need to go onto YouTube, Davey. And on Google, just type in YouTube. And you'll see the MACKEM CABBIE channel, and you can watch the show there. You can watch it live.
Oh, no, well, that's just watching it now in the sitting room.
All right, champion.
Well, you know, before when I used to be able to see you talking, there was a kind of it's just a blank screen now.
Oh well, we can see you you can see you're no bother at all, Davey lad, and of course you can watch it back as much as you want as well.
Oh, good.
You know, yeah, I'm sure you
Oh,
can.
good.
I'm sure you do that. You watch the shows over again when you've had
I
time.
watch them, I.
Oh, wait a minute. We need to keep this screen on here so we can see you. Right, we've got people in the chat in already, Dave. They didn't hang around.
Good. That's what it's all about, son. Get them in.
Get them in. Just bear with me 2 seconds. So how you been?
Champion, I've been on the radio tonight.
Oh, how was it? Was it all right?
Oh, all right, I had them in stitches, man.
Oh, fantastic. What were you saying?
We're just on about the striker, but everybody was on about the striker that went on before me, so I thought, well, I'll have to talk about something different. I mentioned, I mean, you know, heard did you? Did you hear the company? You did, didn't you? Barnsley and Benoit.
Yeah. I had it on me stream. I watched it. Well, sorry, I had the stream on, and I was listening to them.
They didn't have the subs' names.
That's right. That's right.
And Benoit was having to stand out to their reporters and ask for the names, and by the time he got back to Barnsley, he forgot it.
I know.
They're like comedy gold, aren't they?
Oh, it is. Don't forget, you can phone this show as well tonight. 07703 587 113 if you want to speak, and you can talk to me and Davey if you want to. I don't know if Davey will be able to hear on the phone call now, but he should be able to because it'll come through on the mic. Right. So Davey, then, what was the reactions on 5 on BBC Radio Newcastle? What was the reactions about the strikers, the lack of strikers? Who was on? Was it Marco?
Marco was on tonight, but the two there might have been about two on before me, all about the striker, and about 10 messages come in, all saying the striker. It's just unbelievable. We're the only club in the land who haven't got a striker.
What does Marco say about it? Does he come up with the usual?
No, he agrees. I mean, we should have two or three more strike. Really, I mean, we need more than one. We need about 3.
Aye, absolutely.
Like Marco was saying, the trouble is down there is they're stuck with them 3 they've got. You see, aren't they?
What do you mean?
They cannot really ship them out for money to make room for more to come in. They're on big contract. I mean, Hamia's on a 4-year contract, man.
Which 3 players are you on about, Dave? Just in case anybody in the chat doesn't know.
Mienda, Hamia, and Rushan. Them's our 3 strikers in the club, aren't they?
Yeah, and a lot of people say Rushan can't hit a barn door with a teaspoon.
Well, he's too little and too weak for the championship. He's just too weak.
Aye.
Hamia hasn't even learnt how to play football yet. Never mind playing the professional league. Mienda gives it, mind you. He does, but he just hasn't got that DNA of scoring goals. He's always a yard behind the ball or a yard behind the ball. He just hasn't got that instinct as a striker.
And that's, I mean, there's no excuse as far as I'm concerned. You know, the amount of posts they were saying they've learnt this time. We'll do things right and stuff. And it just seems to me like they're doing the stadium up and all this strip carry on. They're just using it as a smoke screen to sort of keep us happy until, you know. Yeah. I just cannot believe the season is literally knocking on the door, and you know, because I'm telling you now. I mean, correct me if you're wrong, but that side without any decent strikers, it'll struggle like hell in that championship. The one gone down.
Any side will, Stuart. You need a vocal point. You need a vocal point. It's common sense of football.
They must.
Like Marco was saying, you know, on Saturday when Dan Neil got caught on the half turn.
Yes.
Well, the trouble, like Marco says, the trouble is with Sunderland midfield players, they've got to get it, bring it under control, and go past that man that next to them. They haven't got the option of knocking it long, like they did with Ross Stewart.
No.
Because Ross Stewart used to run onto any ball you'd knock forward, he'd be on the end of it.
Absolutely vital.
You've got to have them. You've got to, man.
But Dave, the must. We'll say hello to everybody in the chat in a minute. There's got quite a few comments coming through already since you've got in. Surely they must have a striker or strikers lined up, and they're just keeping it under wraps.
You'd like to think so.
They must have, Davey, because there's no way.
I'm hoping they're hanging out for a Premier League player. You know what I mean?
Aye. Oh, absolutely.
Because they haven't shifted players on yet because they haven't started.
No. There's no way in any which way, shape or form they're going to go next season without strikers. I don't care what anybody says. It'll be it'll just be ridiculous. I mean, it cannot. I mean, I can understand the Sunderland fans' frustration and that. I mean, ideally they want strikers here now before the season starts. But unless we just all of a sudden put our computers on or whatever tomorrow and we see like Mendy with the scarf up, that's the only thing that's gonna happen. But
I can't. That looks like it's a dead in the water now. It's gone on too long, isn't it?
Aye. But the fans.
And you know the one thing that worries me about Mendy. Obviously, I didn't know about him. He plays in the league. I didn't follow. But you know the one thing that worries us about the whole deal.
Yeah.
Nobody else seems to be. Stuart, nobody else seems to be in for him. Nobody.
No.
You know, that would worry me.
They're just. What? Once again, do you still think there's this terrifying silence coming from the Ivory Towers again regarding the striker situation? Hence the fact like there's only 6 days until kick off of the new season. I mean, surely when a statement or something from KLD or Speakman to say, look, at Sunderland fans, don't worry, we've got this lined up, we've got that lined up. But that's not going to happen.
No.
But I don't know. I'm in disbelief that the fact, like, you know, teams.
We're talking like this still. We're still talking like this since May.
We're still talking like this since May, and it annoys me when you look to the likes of Swansea are beating Sunderland to silence. Sheffield Wednesday could be beating Sunderland to sign, and that is it the Ugo fella, whatever his name is.
Yeah, Ugo.
And once again, does that come down to the fact Sunderland are just not coughing up the money? They're not coughing up the wages. There's something still sadly wrong. But the fans will not stand for it this season, Davey. They will not stand for any more crap. No. You know, they've spent a fortune and rushing to get the tops and this and that. And the other. They've got behind KLD and
they're getting so much right this summer. So much right.
Yeah.
And the final piece of the jigsaw, they just seem oblivious to it.
And
it's the most vital part.
And to be fair, the Sunderland fans, carry on, mate.
We've finally replaced Corey Evans. We're getting Corey Evans replaced, who looks a really good signing. Alan Brown.
Mm-hmm.
We've bought that Purveyor, but to me, I kind of see the point of buying him if we haven't got a striker. Because, I mean, he'll get past 2 or 3 players, but then he needs to lay it on for a striker.
Well, it just annoys me, Davey, that the fans have forgotten forgive. They say, right, let last season go. Do you know what I mean? As much as annoyed they were, let's wipe the slate clean. We've listened to you all saying you've learnt your lessons. Let's bring on this season. And, you know, literally every Sunderland fan now are really, the blood's boiling. They're that annoyed without any strikers. It doesn't matter what headlines comes up, right? Sunderland signed Blondie, the goalkeeper. Hardly any comments from any Sunderland fan that said, welcome to Sunderland, Blondie. Everybody just kept on saying, where's the striker? Where's the striker? Where's the striker? It's on everybody's mind, Davey.
You're right.
It's on everybody's mind. They didn't want any other headlines at the minute. It's the strikers the need.
Fans are not stupid. They can see that's the missing jigsaw of the puzzle.
Aye.
I mean, I think we look funny we look canny right through the team apart from that striker. I mean, it's mystifying because we've got two of the best wingers in the championship, and we don't play with a striker. It's crazy.
What do you think the reason is, Davey? We ain't got any strikers yet. What do you think? What do you think it is? Anybody in the chat? What do you think the reason is? The fact like we haven't got a one.
Well, I'm hoping that they're hanging out for a Premier League quality striker. When they start divvying them out, end of August, are we in for one of them? A bit like when we got Ahmad.
Right.
But we need more than one, so fair enough, that could be the main one. But we should be bringing someone in now for like a cheap one, just anybody.
So you reckon that they could be hanging on for deadline day to see if they can get a real...
Yeah.
Do you think they would rather go for a loan for a Premier League striker than try and sign a permanent striker low down the leagues?
Definitely, because we've got three on the books, haven't we? We've got three strikers on the books getting wages.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what they'll be hoping for, a good Premier League, a bit like Burstow, but obviously a better outcome than him.
And how many...
We got him late on, didn't we? We got him just late in the window last season.
We did. When does the transfer deadline day close?
August the 30th. August the 30th.
And that's at least that's 4 or 5 or 6 games into the season, including cup matches.
It is. Yeah. And the other caveat, Stuart, is will we lose anybody? That's another thing that must be on the minds.
Well, I mean, there's still the uncertainty about Clark, isn't there?
Massive uncertainty. Now, what if they lose him for 25 million? Now, that's a different ballgame. We're in a different market then, aren't we?
Aye. There's still rumours Bellingham could be away. He's not tied down.
Aye. For silly money. Ekwa, silly money. So we could be sitting on like 50, 60 million come the end of August. So then we're in a different ballgame.
I think they're hitting the fruit machine, they're pressing the gamble button, and I think they're going to wait until deadline day, Davey, to sort the striker situation out.
That's the only reason I can think why they haven't moved now. I mean, they've had all summer to get somebody in.
Is it necessarily a bad thing, Davey? Do you think waiting for deadline day to get let's say if we get a really cracking player like Amad Diallo again? Hey, who knows? I mean, is there any chance of getting Diallo back, or has he been properly signed by Man U now?
Well, I don't know. The situation's still the same, but I think he's more in the first team picture than he was when we got him the last time.
Aye. Anyway, we'll go and read some folk on the chat here. Tibek HD says, oi. Maverick Loggins, he says, all good, looking forward to some footy this weekend. Rosie Law says, good evening, Cabbie. I enjoyed Saturday in Bradford against Marseille, but we still need a striker. Ken Walton says, welcome to you and Dave from Bood. Rosie Law says, can't believe that the club shop got damaged. That's just... They're not Sunderland fans, are they, Dave? Doing stuff like that.
No, they're just opportunists, aren't they?
Attention-seeking little pricks. That's what they are.
There'll be no police about anywhere.
Aye. I know. Tibek says, oi, Davey, and he says, can Dave play as our number 9?
Oh, I'd love to.
You'd love to. Ken also says, good evening, Dave.
I'll do a better job than the Hermia, and I guarantee I would.
SJS just says Dave would probably play better than Hermia.
Definitely.
Pixelrich says, good evening, lads. Rosie Law says, I know that the other day Mendy released another statement saying that he feels hard done by SM Khan. Tebek says 12th without a striker, 1-2 striker. Colin Major says, evening, Stuart and Davey. Don't forget, you can phone this show in if you want, 07703.
You're on the phone, Colin, man! Give us a ring!
07703 587 113 if you want to speak to her. because you can with one bite, you know. SJ says that was an opportunistic criminal breaking in there, Rosie. He says the police were busy, so some criminals take advantage. They wouldn't have gotten the sizes they could sell anyway. Well, let's just hope the band, if there is any Sunderland fans there, they're banned for life from the club as far as I'm concerned. Pixelvich says, bottom half expectations for me, lads. He says, given the current situation. Do you think Pixel's been a bit too harsh there by saying bottom half of the table?
Yeah, definitely. We'll get a striker in, man. Don't worry. We'll get them in, and we look pretty strong. We look strong. I think Roberts has come back a bit sharper, didn't he?
He looked fairly decent. He did look fairly decent.
Yeah.
What else is Tibek says we should have got Sims when we had the chance. I know that's another one slipped through the fingers, isn't it?
Yeah.
SJ says, all these messages coming through, Davey. SJ says, even if Mendy signs, he'd not play against Cardiff anyway.
What?
And
no, he'll not play for a month.
No, and some Saudi clubs were after Mendy, but he wants to come here. Pixel says, seems to me that we'll start the season strikerless, with sick note players, which that Paviedo, whatever you call him.
No, he's not going to be ready for about 3 weeks.
No, he's not. SJ may end up front until transfer deadline day. Disillusioned. Hello, mate. KLD and Speakman would be at home in a circus. Both absolute clowns. Tibek says it's all about money. The Hardys, how you doing? Mackermanth says, we're waiting on the money they will get from Clark's sale, I think. So there's still people thinking Clark's going to go, you know.
Possible. Yeah, possible.
He'd be a miss, though, wouldn't he?
Oh, God, aye. Well, it will be the way things are, because unless we invest the money, that's the thing. It all depends who we get.
The Hardys says, we will sit and hold for a loan as per usual. And David Joblin says it's wages. Tibek says 5 games, I think, for Mendy. Tibek HD says if we don't get a striker and sell Jack Clark, it's definitely deadline day. SGS says even if we sell Clark for good money, there's a sell-on clause to consider anyway, Davey. He says SGA.
Yeah.
Hello, the MACKEM. He says they have conned everyone into buying the quarter of season tickets for this season. Conned, is that a big word, or can you understand some Sunderland fans thinking they've been hard done by? They're just on edge, aren't they? Because they've not got a striker.
Yeah. Well, they just want everything like right. They want everything, giving them the best possible chance of being a success. I mean, you've got to spare a thought for that manager. He's been hung out to dry a bit, hasn't he?
Oh, goodness knows what he's thinking deep down. I mean, I have no idea. John Nesbitt says, good evening, both. John Nesbitt also says, Speakman the enemy with how the hell this bloke is getting away with this, he says. In the division, spent nothing. It's, I don't know. Like I say, as hard as it is, we've got to be patient, haven't we? Dare I say that word, patient.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll go back to the Marseille game. We've not really talked about that. I thought the lads did all right against Marseille.
Yeah, competed well. They're a good side, aren't they?
They are a good side. And tell you what, Cornet for Marseille seemed a good player, didn't
he? Yeah.
He was a pain in the arse.
Holberg in the middle and all. I mean, he's a quality player.
Aye. And it was a lovely goal we scored for that equaliser, man. It was a lovely cross from Patrick Roberts, wasn't it? And Sirkin.
Yeah.
It was a good.
Sirkin very rarely misses when he gets on the end about.
Aye, he doesn't mind. And of course they took the lead again. I thought like we were very lackadaisy in defence at times.
Yeah.
And
we're missing Ballard.
Oh,
we've got to miss Ballard. I mean, he's a good player, isn't he?
Aye, hell of a player. Imagine Ballard and Danny Bath together still, though.
Aye.
Anyway, we were just slagging off Roos in the chat, jokingly, of course. And then he carries the ball forward and earns a penalty for Sunderland.
Yeah.
Which I thought Ushish, he took it coolly. I thought Ushish, it was a decent penalty, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And if, how badly we played against Bradford, I know we had the second string squad. That was the B team, aye. But I thought, overall, I didn't think it was a bad pre-season thing. But once again, we've got to stop analysing it, like I said, too deeply into it, because it's a kickabout. It's a kickabout. See how they're gone.
It's played at a different pace to what like Saturday's game will be. Saturday's game will be hectic. They're all big lads, Cardiff's players. They're all over 6 foot, and they just get the ball into the box, and that's where we'll struggle without Ballard.
I'm not confident against Cardiff. Are you, Davey?
No, just because of that, we'll not have a striker, so we're not going to defend all day and nick a 1-0, because that's not going to happen. And I kind of see us holding out because Ballard's a massive miss when you play big sides.
How long's he out for, Ballard?
I think he's going to miss the first 3 or 4 games. It said 6 weeks, and that was 3 weeks ago.
I mean, why are we already being defeatist, saying, "Freaking hell, we're going to
be, man.
We're going to
get."
If
you kind of look forward to the season starting, you should give up, shouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. But the majority of Sunderland fans, I've read it on social media, Cardiff are going to tear us to shreds. Well, who the hell's Cardiff? Let's look at it this way. Who are Cardiff? They're not exactly friggin' Inter Milan, are they?
No.
Who are them?
No. That'll not happen. I don't think we'll get torn to shreds. Like, we'll be in the game.
We'll be in the game. I mean, if it was something like Burnley or something, or first game of the season, or Sheffield United, I mean, fair dues, but I don't know. I just think 2 things. Falk have seen a couple of bad games in the friendly, and the focus on that and the striker situation. That's why I think people's confidence are pretty low. Got some more stuff on the chat here. Pixel Rich says, this season is make or break for this ownership under the plan.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that, Dave?
Yeah, that's true, aye.
Make or break, eh?
Which makes you think, which like makes it even more wondering, like, why they haven't went for a good striker now. It's just, they're not giving themselves the big enough chance, are they?
That's why I think they're going for a loan. I think they want to get not saying superstar, but they want to get a high player striker on loan. I just hope it's not going to be like a Birdstone or all that, because we didn't want another one of them.
No, you want the established striker.
We didn't want another 18-year-old coming through the ranks on loan and that. We know what we're after, because we're just not going to get anywhere if we carry on digging that. Tebek says, do we look at free agent strikers? Or do you think we should avoid them, Dave?
Well, the free agents for a reason, aren't they, normally?
It's either old or past it or shite.
Well, yeah, you're a free agent for a reason. But nobody wants you.
And that's basically being desperate, isn't it?
Aye. So there's no reason to go for free agents when the window's open.
No. SJ says, where's Regis Lebree's staff that he was going to bring in? Looks like the Teflon Dodds is his assistant. Do you think maybe they're just going to settle with Dodds being his assistant through the season?
No. I think they've been interviewing people. They just haven't gotten the right one they want, like.
Maybe they're going to get an assistant on loan as well. Fucking hell.
I mean, people call Dodds and them, but I bet that manager's pleased he's got them at his side at the minute.
Apparently Dodds doesn't do a bad job of what he's doing. He's just not a managerial team for the first team.
Yeah.
Players like him.
Yeah.
Tebek says the team is getting a good gelling under new manager, as they say Rome wasn't built in a day. This will take time.
Yeah.
The
manager needs to see them playing a competitive game, yet he's never seen them play.
No.
Plus, he doesn't know the league, so that's why I think Dodds and Prop is vital for him at the minute. I mean, he don't even know where Cardiff is, will he?
No. Bong comes in and says, "Hello, lads. All right, lads." He says, "Bong says, conned everyone into buying the quarter for season tickets." He says, "What the f? Fans are fans, and they love the club."
The buying season tickets. The vast majority of them season tickets went in May.
Yeah. Tebek says I think he's going for a 2-2 draw against Cardiff.
For that, I'll settle for a draw now. Like,
I'll settle for a 0-0. It's always good to start the season without a defeat, as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, definitely.
John Nesbitt says Cardiff will be right up for this on Saturday.
Definitely.
He reckons.
Well, so should we. Yeah?
Oh,
so should we, Stuart?
Of course. He says we'll be out to the sword for sure. Says John.
No.
You know, and I think still a lot of people are still thinking, hanging on from last season, how crap we were, and I think that's still hogging the back of people's minds. I think. Where did Cardiff City finish last season again?
Just above us, I think.
Just above us, was it?
14, 15, something like that.
43 people watching the stream. It's not a bad show tonight, Davey, because we really we've not done this show since from the football season, really, have we? It's been mostly close season, so it's a good turnout so far.
You know what I would do on Saturday, and I've thought about this, right? I would play Job as the false 9.
Yeah.
And I would get Chris Rigg in the team.
That's a good shout.
Well, I think that would give us a lot stronger in the middle of the park, and I would rather Job being on the end of things than that Meander.
Oh, heaven forbid! You might see a different Job.
Aye, I mean, that Meander doesn't even have shots off target, does he? There's nothing comes out of him.
No, and it's no good having players like that in your squad if you want to challenge for the top half or the playoffs or whatever. I don't care what anybody says. The Hardy says, same as last season, he says, we hold till we see what's available and try to get loans, then never see the prospects later as we let them go. He says, same old, look at the likes of Alonso, Welbeck, Danny Rose, Ahmad. He says, it's the same old, same old. I mean, I totally get where the Hardys is coming from. But can you imagine how much it would pay off if we actually managed to get promoted to the Premier League through loan players? And we on about this last week, weren't we? If they got us over the line through loan players.
When you loan a Premier League player, you don't expect for them to be here next season or sign them or out.
No.
They're on too much wages, man. I think what was Ahmad on when he was here? 40 grand a week or something? That's his wages, isn't it?
Aye.
And I think we had to pay a third of it.
That's right. Tibex says end of August. Bong says, we have the same team that nearly got promoted, lads. Just without Ahmad, he says. We need to keep the faith. Yeah, good point. John says, I agree, Cabbie, but who the hell are we? Too many of our players have mistakes in them. Dan Neil, one of them, main culprits, along with 09. What do you think of that shout?
Well, I think 09's been great pre-season.
Yeah, few have said that, mind, about 09.
He's been solid as a rock. And I like him. I like him.
Oh, who doesn't, really? Bong's already said, Davey, Cabbie, we have to remember the formation that we play. We are not a 4-4-2 squad, are we?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not. Bong reckons, one more striker will do and a centre-back. Surely you need cover just in case there's injuries, though, didn't you?
Oh, need a centre-back. I mean, what about that in the Luke 09? And Ballard's out, it would be frightening.
And this is what happens with Sunderland, though, season after season. We get played with injuries. We're vital players. Look at that player for Sunderland who popped his knee out. Who was that? Was that Huggins?
Oh my God! He was on great form and all him.
He's a hell of a player, him. You know, we got him from Leeds, I think.
I really playing well at the time.
I remember watching that live. It was like it nearly made you gag. You seen his knee just bend right back, and you thought that he's going to be out. And we're just really, really unlucky when it comes to.
He is, he's had some terrible injuries, hasn't he, since he come here?
Absolutely. Pixelrich says, I'm still keeping the faith, though my 58th season. He says, I've got to keep the faith.
Well, if you're not, you should be used to things now.
John Nesbitt says, apparently Dodds' brother's getting interviewed.
Right.
Oh, you wouldn't be surprised, would you? SJ says, Dodds has a brother in coaching as well. Effing hell, he says. John Nesbitt, all these comments coming in, Davey, man. It's mad. John Nesbitt, season tickets, money, merchandise, money, corporate money. How much do you reckon SAFC has raked in? We were talking about, like, when it comes to revenue and that, they don't really make that much profit, do they, on merchandising, even gate receipts. It's the TV money in it that does it, and the sponsorship.
Plus, they've got a big wage bill, Sunderland, like.
Aye. I mean, when you think the thousands of their wage bills and stuff, they're only literally just getting loose change as profit, aren't they? With shirt sales and stuff.
Purveyor's on 20 grand a week.
Aye. Well, there we go. Tibek says, would you play... Oh, we've got a voice coming through here. Hold on a minute. We've got a caller.
Oh, come on.
Hello, Rosie? I think she's just hung up. She must have lost the connection. Not to worry. Not to worry. She's coming back on again. Hold on a second. Hello, Rosie?
How are you?
Hello, Rosie. Can you hear all right?
Yeah, I can.
Hi, cheers for calling the show. How are you doing? You're speaking to Davey. Can you hear Davey all right, Rosie?
Hello, Rosie.
But I can't hear Davey.
No, that's fine. Davey can definitely hear you. What's on your mind, Rosie? Are you looking forward to the season starting?
I am looking forward to the season, but we definitely need a couple of strikers in. Like, I was at the Bradford game at Bradford on Saturday against Marseille. Now, there was some parts of spells where we was decent, and to start off with, we was lacking finding the final third. Mm-hmm. There was a couple of chances for Mienda, and he didn't run into the box quick enough. It needs to be sorted out as soon as possible to get a striker in or two.
Absolutely.
Because we can't do another season without any strikers.
Yeah, you agree to that, Davey? Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, that Mienda tries, but it's just not in his DNA. He just isn't a poacher. He can't get on the end of things.
Well, I was just having a look at the financial records for last year for Sunderland. And the total loss was £9.7 million for last year.
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, obviously, it's a lot of the wage structure has a lot to do with that as well, doesn't it? I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, it's all positive amount of shirt sales that all the strips that they're shifting and that they're flying out, and they still go out of stock within the 8 minutes of being put online. But are you confident for Saturday, Rosie? Are you confident for the game?
If we turn up, I think it's going to be a decent game. But if we don't turn up, especially how we played against Bradford the other day, that was just terrible. If we don't turn up, I can see that we're going to get beat on Saturday.
Can you imagine the thing is, I think there'll be a backlash really quick. If we play terrible against Cardiff, and let's say we get a Pearson 4-1 out or something like that, then the guillotines are going to be out on this straight away, because the fact like everybody's just going to say, "Where's this striker now?" They're gonna jump down KLD and Speakman's throat. If we play terrible, I'm not saying we're going to. I'm just saying if we do, and it's a shocking performance, then I think the fans will jump down their throats. And I know it could be harsh because it's the first game of the season, but they're on edge. The Sunderland fans, you know, they're sick of going through the same stuff.
Yeah. Like the other thing what's annoyed me is how they've messed about with changing the times and days for the matches. Like New Year's Day at home against Sheffield United, it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, and quite a few fans won't be able to get there. Like me, because I live over in Hartlepool. And I would have wanted to go to that match, but it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, and I'll have no way to get there or get back.
Well, of course, it's a good point there what Rosie's saying as well, because I mean, obviously, there'll be hardly any transport at all. But this is a new thing we're going to have to get used to this season as well, with more games being televised by Sky. I think you're going to see
Sky TV control football. It's as simple as that.
It is. I think you're going to see more kickoff times than you are 3 p.m. kickoff times, to be quite honest with you. And I think there'll be a huge percentage of kickoff times as well this season, with more television screenings of Sun. And I think you're going to see more the likes of the 5:30s and the 8 o'clocks and the 12:30s and stuff. So before you go, Rosie, would you want to have a prediction for Saturday? What do you reckon? What are you going to stick your neck out and say a score?
I'm gonna be optimistic, and I'm going to go for a 2-0 Sunderland win.
Well,
go on, Rosie.
Go on, Rosie. That's what we like to hear. Well, cheers for calling, Rosie. Thanks very much indeed.
All right.
You have a cracking evening, pet.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Good
pet.
night, Rosie.
Well, there we go. It wasn't hard to call, was it?
Yeah. I know. Let's get some more on.
Let's get some more on. Come on. Oh, dear me. This is just like BBC Radio Newcastle, this, Davey, isn't it?
Aye.
Oh, dear me. I know that. I know. It's a good start, though. But cheers, Rosie, for ringing in.
Thanks very much.
I'm sure everybody heard Rosie all right there. But you made some decent points, though, didn't you? Especially about the kick-off time. I mean, 8 o'clock kick-off on New Year's Day. That's going to be New Year's night. I mean, how man?
How would people... There's no buses on then, is there?
Like, well, there isn't. I mean, I know they're saying that we're at home, but, I mean, there's millions of fans all over the place, man, that didn't live anywhere near Sunderland. But on the flip side of it, the more TV, the more money coming into Sunderland, surely. I don't know. We're going to have to catch up on some more chat here. There's loads coming through.
Yeah.
Rob Smith, hello Rob, how you doing? He says he reckons Job is terrible. He says Job's absolutely awful. What do you think, Davey, about that one?
Yeah, I like Job. He gives us legs, man. You look, whoever calls him crap, tell him to look at his numbers last season. He runs further than anybody else. He's got great stats.
Well, there we go. Davey reckons he's got great stats.
He has. Have a look at them.
SJ says, may as well play Mundell up front rather than Mayenda. He looks a good player, him, mind.
Yeah, that's a good shout, that.
He looked dangerous.
I would play Mundell up front as a centre forward rather than play any of them strikers.
Aye.
It's a good shout because at least the lad's he's got a bit of confidence, hasn't he?
He has. I know it was only against Bradford, but he took the bull by the horns and he just carried the ball. He says, right, I'm gonna put this away, and he did. But he was good all game.
He likes to have a dig, like.
Aye. Danny Boy is our best player by far, says Tebek. I think it's Danny Ballard.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that. Tony Huntington, hello mate, welcome along. He says, the big thing we need is a fitness coach. He says, the injuries we keep getting are absolutely awful. It's always been the same with Sunderland, and every single season. There's
No,
a big
that's
player.
mad, isn't it? But you could say the same. Look at Newcastle injuries and all. Must be the northeast, isn't it?
Yeah, it must be the cold breeze off the North Sea, Dave.
Aye.
Ken Walton, a member of the channel, hello mate. He says, don't forget, lads, tonight you are up against the Olympic finals. This is more important, the Olympic finals. I think it's on about the football. I didn't think football should be in the Olympics. You get enough of football. Not that I'm complaining, but I don't know whether football should be in the Olympics or not. I don't know. I might be wrong. Like it's. Rosie Law says no. Kelly Hodgkinson goes for hospital in 10 minutes. I think. Oh, she's the runner, isn't she? I think.
800 metres.
She's in the final very soon, I think.
Yeah, quarter 8.
Rosie
quarter
says.
9, sorry.
Rosie says Brown was fantastic against Marseille.
Yeah.
John Nesbitt says yes, I agree. Pace and has the confidence. Mundle for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Hunting says autocorrect is shite, and I was meaning Kate runs for gold. Oh dear me. So I'm gonna have a look on some social medias now, Davey. I'm gonna have a look and see if there's any sort of news, because while we're talking, for all we know, we could have sold 3 or 4 strikers.
I don't think so.
Let's have a look. No, I don't think so either, to be quite honest with you. Sad to learn the passing of George Hurd, who played 318 times for SAFC, scoring 55 goals. Our thoughts are with his and his family. Before my time, but I mean, apparently he was a quality player, little fella from Scotland, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was a hell of a player. Wasn't very tall, wasn't big.
No.
No, there's no. Oh, it says Nectar Triantas has been pictured back in training with Sunderland's first team group as he steps up his comeback for injury. Sunderland midfielder.
Edward's still not about, is he?
I don't think he is, no. Sunderland midfielder Chris Riggers heaped praise on new Black Cats manager Regis Labrie, hailing the malicious nature of his tactical approach. Well, like I say, you've got to just you've got to give a few weeks into the season. I don't care what anybody says. Like at Olympic, we've got to just hold down and not to jump to the gun. And I know.
Well, you've got to wait till the middle of September before you make any judgments, because the team that plays on Saturday could be a totally different team beginning of September.
Oh, God's sake, of course we could. Of course we could. I mean,
we could bring a few in, and we could lose a few. You just never know.
And it doesn't matter what season or how many seasons you're in the championship. It's always a difficult league to get out of. You're never ever going to escape that. Like I say, especially with the teams.
No easy games.
Rosie says, don't be afraid to call in. He says, I've done it twice, she says, and it's easy.
Aye.
SJ says, Davey will have seen Hurd play live.
I haven't.
He says he hasn't. John Nesbitt says, I sincerely hope we get a good result for our new manager on Saturday. Yeah, of course we are.
Like that manager. He's a nice fella, isn't he, Stuart?
He comes across. I like his personality. He's not one of these managers where he's like, you know. We've had them like the Simon Graysons and the Parkinsons and the Jack Ross, even, for God's sake. And He does.
I just hope he gets the backing from them upstairs.
He's got and we'll keep going round in circles all the time. About spending the money, you've got to spend the money.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who would you? Have you heard rumours about possible Patterson could be going then? A lot of people think with Blondie coming in and this signing of the keeper that Patterson could be on his way. I don't think.
Yeah, like I say, Stuart, it's possible any of them could go. Because if anybody comes in with a big offer, they're gone, like, because that's the model, isn't it?
It is. It is.
And you just hope they invest the money when they get it.
Should we put the commentary on, Dave, of the 800 metres? Do you want to listen to it?
Aye.
Right, let's have a listen to this, and we'll have a listen to the Radio 5 Live. Let's have a listen.
About Mary Mora being the main competition here for Keely Hodgkinson, not to do any more damage to your already frayed nerves.
Don't know if you can hear that, Dave.
But what has to happen for Keely Hodgkinson not to take gold in this race?
Yeah, what you're listening to is the commentary now of the 800 metres. Have you been watching much of the Olympics, Davey?
And she has a real
it didn't bother us.
It doesn't bother you, no?
Well, that gets the telly unless it's football, and that's how we're rolling here.
Many of the athletes in this final to get onto the podium.
Just turn it down a second while because they're announcing all the runners and stuff at the moment. They haven't started yet, no. So who would you like to see definite starters for Saturday, Dave? Aye. John Nesbitt says, good night, lads, I'm off. 3-1 Saturday. Cheers for tuning in the show, John. Those two keepers are just cover for our young goalkeepers going out on loan. Rosie says, so we have got 2 backup keepers and no strikers and backroom staff yet. Rosie says, you can't hear Davey. Yeah, Davey's definitely on. Maybe check here. She's definitely still here. We've just got the commentary on at the minute of the pin-up model, apparently, of Keely Hodgkinson. Dave, who are you going for goal scorers? And SJ says 3-1. Say we win 3-1. Who would you fancy to score? Just Jackler. Right, here we go. I'm just going to turn the commentary up in a minute. We're going to be listening to now the. It's just a one-off. I mean, it's only every 4 years the Olympics, isn't it, Dave?
A race that could change her life forever.
Which one's always the blonde one?
The tidy one,
aye. The French athlete Renelle Lamotte
Blonde.
in lane number 8. They go to their marks. The women's 800 metre final.
Sarah.
Are you watching it?
Hodgkinson has started quickly round the first bend in this women's 800 metre final. Daguma of Ethiopia moving nicely in lane number 9.
Radio Newcastle will be doing.
Down the back straight for the first time of asking. Keely Hodgkinson settling into the middle of the pack in about 3rd place.
Yeah, but Keely just has such a great racing brain. Look what she does.
We'll never have to interrupt our football chat, Dave, and for maybe some carpet skittles or something like in Billingham.
I'm very happy to if you want me to. Here comes Mary Mora. Mary is going to be running Keely's race. She's now got onto the shoulder of Keely Hodgkinson. Keely is looking very, very comfortable, very in control as she comes into the home straight. 80 metres to go and she'll be hearing the bell.
Keely Hodgkinson heads the field in the women's 800 metres Olympic final. She's slowed this one down and she leads at the bell. The final of the women's 800 metres Olympic final. Keely Hodgkinson leads by 1 metre. Mary Mora is on her shoulder. Daguma on the inside, the Ethiopian.
She's away, she's away.
But down the back straight, it's still a 1 metre lead.
Easy peasy.
Hodgkinson, Mora, a 1 metre lead.
Way
five athletes back in contention. 200 metres to
easy.
go.
Yeah, Mary Morris now pushing on the shoulder of Keely Hodgkinson. The South African Segediso is there. Keely Hodgkinson moves from 4th.
They have led from the front and all.
Mary Mora, you're not getting the inside line. This is almost like Mo Farah-esque.
120 metres to go. Once again, it's Hodgkinson and Mora. Keely Hodgkinson into the home straight. She looks up at the big screen. She's starting to pull away. Her competition are trying to get back to the British star.
Back to the football.
They are not
going
to catch her.
It's still catching up on the. Yeah, she's won. She's won.
She is the Olympic champion. Silver.
Well done. There we go. Right, back to the football now, Davey. We're just covering some. We're multi-sports channel chat here. Do you know what I mean?
multi-sports, man.
Tony Hinton, we destroyed the. She destroyed the gold, Keely. Second gold medal today. Absolutely. So it is a 12:30 kick-off, isn't it, on Saturday? That's weird, isn't it?
That's a new Sky thing, isn't it? That new Sky channel where they have every game on live.
What is this new Sky channel, Davey?
It's called Sky Plus or something. Sky Box Up Summit Plus. Sky Sports Plus.
Sky Go. I've got it on here on my football app. Sky Go GBR. So does that mean you have to pay for another channel?
I don't know. I've got mine on the stick.
Oh, I know. Me too and all. Sky Go. So there's actually going to be another Sky Sports channel getting launched. Right.
Yeah. For EFL.
Right.
That's how we're playing Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday nights, Sunday mornings, Sunday afternoons.
Right, that's what that Sky Go is.
We've got 2 Friday nights coming up in the first month.
That's balmy. I'm just checking the volumes. I didn't know what that Sky Go was thing. I've never seen it before, but that's why, because it's a new
channel.
It's a new channel.
It's in with your package. It's free apparently. I don't think you pay any extra for it.
No. Actually, it can only be good. SJ says this is Total Sport 2.
Total Sports.
We'll get Nick Barnes on the show again. We will get him.
Great.
He'll definitely come on, but I think we'll wait a few weeks into the season.
So we've got plenty to talk about.
I'll go.
Wait till the window shuts. Wait till the window shuts, Stuart, and then get him on.
Aye, absolutely. SJ says, ring in and talk to Davey, says Colin. This is SJ telling Colin to ring in. He's scared to ring. He's scared to call, he is.
Get on the phone, Colin, man. I'm your cousin.
She's your cousin. Absolutely class. Oh, my God. Yeah, my mate Anthony MACKEM, who's also got a YouTube channel, and that he's moved to Australia now.
I know him, man. We've had him on before, man.
Yeah, he's a good lad. He's gonna be struggling. He did the stream for the last game when we played Marseille, and he looked knackered. I think it was something like 1 o'clock in the morning his time.
Yeah.
He looked knackered. Rosie says, no, if you have Sky Sports, you don't pay extra. I thought so. Gillian Angus, hello Gillian, welcome along to the channel. He says, crying tears of joy for Keely. Let's hope we're crying tears of joy for Sunderland at the end of the season. Oh, don't we all?
Yeah.
Don't we all?
Yeah.
There's a long way to go, isn't there? It's mad. Pixelovich says, Sky is controlling everything now. My grandson's enjoying a night game, but not every single week. And this is what I said before. I think the 3 o'clock kickoffs are eventually going to be few and far between, aren't they?
Aye. Oh, very few.
I mean,
shame, because that's what football's about. I think the 3 o'clocks.
Well, it is. I remember the video printer on BBC Grandstand before teletext and all that came away, sitting on 5:45 on the early evening, eating me dinner, eating me tea. The only time you knew the footy scores coming through was a little noise it used to make, but it was all part and parcel of it, wasn't it? It was part and parcel of it.
Definitely.
Yeah, you're right, Tibek. You do need Sky Sports to get the Sky Go thing. Rosie says, I felt sorry for Gary Bennett, caught up in the riots in Sunderland. I don't know what happened there, with... I'm sure he's absolutely alright, but looking at that recent video of, an old video of him knocking David Speedy out with the advertising hoardings. I'm sure Bennett could handle his own in these riots anyway. Do you know what I mean? He'd put these little dirt bags to shame, I'd say. Tibek says, he was stuck in a pub apparently, says SJ. Well, he'll be alright, won't he? He'll have a few jars. Tibek says, for the new rule for Cup this one game or out. What do you mean, Tibek? Is it new rule for the Cup? Do you know what he's on about there? New rule for the Cup?
The League Cup. What's one game, isn't it?
Oh, there's no replay, you mean?
Never is.
So what's this new rule for the Cup? Is that the FA Cup perhaps you're on about? Because they've scrapped the replays for the FA Cup, haven't they?
Oh, that's the thing. Is that what I mean?
It could be the FA Cup.
No, no replays.
I think, as far as I'm concerned, they can scrap the League Cup as for all I care. That's one cup I'm not bothered about.
Just gets in the way, doesn't it?
Aye. Oh yes, SJ, so no replays. I was listening to Radio 5 Live a while ago about that, and the smaller clubs were kicking off about that, obviously, because they rely on the big replays and stuff and that. But Carabao Cup, I think, is one game. It is. You're right. But the FA Cup's lost its shine years ago with Sky in the Champions League. It's, to be honest with you,
the Premier League played a reserve team, didn't they?
I think a lot of the big teams in the Premier League just look at it as a hindrance, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, we're coming to the end of the show. Have you enjoyed it tonight?
Doggy time.
There's no like routine, is there?
Oh, they're not.
Have you enjoyed it tonight?
Aye, brilliant, man. Can't wait the weekend. Get a game on.
I know, and we'll be able to. I cannot wait for the. It's been a struggle trying to keep my channel going. I've tried my best, trying to keep something, trying to produce, because I do videos in my taxi every day. I'll chat about something, and it's been difficult trying to conjure up something that'll give fans an interest to put up on my channel. But I've tried my best. But it'll.
You do more videos and you get customers.
No.
Oh, that's another one. You'll have to try and get Terry on one Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's more than.
The other one, he's on about 5 podcasts. I see him on.
Aye. Yeah, all I can do is ask him. All he can say is yes or no. He's all right, Terry.
He'll come on, man.
He's a busy lad. He's invited me to come on his channel as well at some point. But it'll all happen. Yeah. But anyway, thanks everybody. Pixel says enjoyed it again tonight. Enjoy walking your dogs and say hello to your missus and that for us.
See you next week. Thank you, everybody.
See you later, Dave. Good lad.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra. So there we go. That's it for another week. Massive thanks to everybody who's tuned in again. It's been a good show. And don't forget, you can watch this back as much as you want when you've missed it. And once again, thanks for everybody who's popping in. Yeah, we'll try and get Jam Sani on if they want to. Anybody's welcome. Even any of you viewers watching, you're welcome to join as well. Oh, Terry goes on holiday. He goes on 5 holidays a year, I think, does Terry. Good on him. Anyway, I'm off to get a Chinese now. So we'll see you on the next show, Thursday. I'll be doing the MACKEM review, what the fans have been saying. And my daily videos will keep coming. Any news, and you will hear it from me first. So we'll catch you later, guys. Enjoy the